Hey, it's Mike here with Easy Guitar Theory. We're going to look at the open minor chords today. Our first one we're going to look at is an A minor chord. First finger, second string, first fret. Second finger, fourth string, second fret. Third finger, third string, second fret. We're going to strum the bottom 5 on an A minor. Alright, then we're going to switch to a D minor. First finger is going to be on the first string, first fret. Second finger's on third string, second fret. Now, some people may want to use their pinky or fourth finger. Some people may want to use their third finger. I honestly tend to use my pinky more these days. Seems more comfortable, and some other chords I go to, it's a better change for transitions. So either your pinky or your third finger on second string, third fret. We're going to strum the bottom 4 with this chord. You can get away with the bottom 5 on that one. Sounds okay. The last of the 3 is an E minor, one of the easiest chords out there. First finger's on 5th string, 2nd fret. Second finger's on 4th string, 2nd fret. Some guys, you got big hands. Some guys can play both of these with one finger, and that may be a better thing because they're not going to mute out other strings. But we're going with 2 fingers here on 5th string and 4th string, 2nd fret. We're going to strum all 6. Nice chord. Good. All right, so we're going to look at a Bob Dylan song called "Knocking on Heaven's Door." It's pretty well known. Good 3 or 4 chord easy changes. And we're going to look at a strumming pattern. Now, this may not be the original strumming pattern for the song, but it's the pattern that I like to show people first. So the way we get strumming patterns is, it depends upon what timing we're in. So we're going to be in 4/4 time. That means 4 beats per measure. So you want to start with a number of beats that is divisible by 4. So we're going to pick 8 strums, and that's going to be down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up. Straight through. No pauses, no nothing. Then you get other strumming patterns by removing some of the strums out of that pattern. So we've got our 8 strums, but we're actually going to skip the 2nd and the 5th strums. I'll do it on a G chord here. So that's one time through on the skip 2 and 5 strumming pattern. The timing that those 2 strums is still in there. There's just a slight pause as your hand is coming across the strings but not actually hitting the strings. For Knocking on Heaven's Door, we're going to do that strumming pattern once on a G, once on a D, and twice on an A minor. And then we're going to do it once on G, once on D, and twice on C. Now, don't get upset or frustrated if you're having trouble doing these things to speed. The best way to do them at first is to just kind of go through the motions, follow the pattern, make sure that you're going down, 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 up, down, up. Make sure you're going in the right direction. We can also talk about how you're holding the pick a little bit. I have a bad habit of holding the pick with my middle finger, but you really should hold it probably with your index finger. You want to have the sharpest point pointing towards the strings, but then you don't need to grip that pick really tight. You want to have a little flexibility in there. And then there's this rotator cuff thing going on. When I'm strumming down, I'm pointing the pick up towards me a little bit, and then when I'm strumming up the point, I'm twisting my wrist a little bit so the pick is pointing down more. So you'll see there's a rotation in my hand. I'm not just going straight up and straight down because I would be hitting the strings really hard and brittle. So you're not gripping the string so hard, so there's a little bit of flex in there. And that'll help you keep you from throwing your pick across the room too. The other thing I was doing was a transition strum, which means you take the last strum of each chord and you're moving your left hand, or your fretting hand for you left-handed players out there, that would be your right hand. But for right-handed players, that's your left hand. Your fretting hand is moving while your last strum is coming up. So you're giving yourself a little bit of time there. Start off really slow, speed it up bit by bit. And let's talk about a couple other chord progressions that you can use here that use some of these minor chords and some of the major chords. We're going to do one from an old song by REM called Driver 8 here. We're going to use the same strumming patterns, one pattern each on E minor, A minor, G, and D. Alright, so there's your minor chords and a couple little chord patterns or strumming patterns to work on. Thank you guys for tuning in. It's Mike here at Easy Guitar Theory.